Oh yeah, Raven was such a creative character. He was just somebody that was just so innovative.
He still is.
Still is. He's innovative here on the Wacko Radio Network.
Yeah, he is. He's still innovative, and he's still, leaving impressions with everybody, and that's cool too. And I do, Bob, I really do wish you all the best with this network, and I'm hoping that I will be able to make a couple of appearances on this network once it gets up in full swing and everything. There might be a chance there might be a chance that the Most Attractive Man may come back more than what he's coming back. One thing that we will promote tomorrow, I will guarantee you this: on Sunday, May 29th, 2015, we will throw the 29th birthday celebration of Jonathan Clarke.
Oh, so there you go.
We're going to start promoting that one too tomorrow. So hopefully, some
nice.
of that too. I've enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed enthralling women all over the world. I've really enjoyed giving men another reason to bang the shit out of them. And I'm just grateful for having the chance to play this character as much as what I have. I didn't imagine that it would get so carried away like it did. There was even a point in time when I used to be home with my dad or my mom, and people would be calling the house asking to speak to the Most Attractive Men, and I was like, what the fuck are these people thinking, right? Like, it's just a character. It's just a character. It's like, I don't know. They just believe in it so much. The next thing I'm going to be hearing is how people are writing my name on their wall, and I don't know. It's a following. I think it's just as worse as what the Wyatts are doing now on WWE. Bray Wyatt's got nothing on the Most Attractive Man's following, man. Nothing. I don't care how many goat smash you make fans wear. You're never going to have a following quite like the Most Attractive Man has. Oh man.
Oh man. He's got.
I posted the press release actually too on my sister's Facebook wall, so I don't know what she's thinking reading that.
Yeah, I remember some of the STDs you did too, and you did one on Kurt Angle. You did one you did one more on, I believe, Karen Angle than Kurt Angle, I believe, was what.
Oh, she was beautiful. She was beautiful. She was the most beautiful woman in wrestling, man. And I don't even know what happened to her. She had, and the thing was, Kurt and Karen had beautiful children, man, too. They had very beautiful children, and and she ruined her image. I wish I knew what happened to Karen. Maybe Karen will call in tomorrow. I don't know.
No, I don't know. Will Jeff Jarrett allow it?
I don't know. Is Jeff Jarrett still with her?
Yeah, they're married.
I don't have a damn clue.
I remember one time I spoke to Jarrett's mom one time, and Jarrett wasn't home, and it was a really, really perverted conversation that I can't get into. But I remember one time, I remember calling looking for Jarrett, and Jarrett wasn't home, and we got into this conversation. Another thing too that a lot of people don't realize too, there are a lot of independent promotions around here, and like you'll contact them and you'll say, I've got this number to this guy, I've got this number to that guy, and they'll take the number, but they'll never give you credit for it. And the thing is, like, there's a lot of pieces of shit around here that run these independent promotions, like Steve Clarke, who's an idiot. There's another guy named Dan Brashik who runs Legend City Wrestling. I'm sure you guys have heard of that. And like it's terrible. You have all these connections. They take them. They bring these characters in. It was only there last February I met Bushwhacker Luke for the first time, and we ended up in a magazine article together. And that didn't surprise me at all because I was the most attractive fan that was there at the show. And independent promoters just take you for granted, and I just wish they didn't. The thing is, independent wrestlers, some out there do appreciate what we do, but I think that more can appreciate what we do, because without us, these independent wrestlers would never be anywhere. We are the people like Bob, and people like you guys on the Wrestling Radio Network, on the Wacko. I almost went back to Chris and Nick there, but on the Wacko Weekly Radio Network, these are the people that talking to. They really need to be talking to them, because without you guys promoting them the way that you do, they're not going to get anywhere, and that's a fact.
Oh yeah,
well, that is a total fact, and one person who I am looking forward to getting in touch with, because eventually I got to do a fundraiser for him. Unfortunately, the day I interviewed him was the day my father had his stroke, what was the day I was supposed to do the interview. I wound up letting Fast Eddie do the interview with him. Of course, I'm talking about Kamala. I don't know how much talking you've done to him, but boy, we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun there, making fun of Vinny's ego.
I remember helping you with the Kamala tribute, and I remember a couple of conversations that I had with Kamala. I swear to God, all that man does is drive a truck. You call him any time of the day, and he's driving a truck. Every fucking time you call him, he's driving a truck. I think he lives in an 18-wheeler. I don't see Christ.
Oh, he doesn't anymore. He lives in a wheelchair now, so.
Oh, man.
Well, you already know what happened to him. You know what happened to him.
Yeah,
his diabetes caused him to lose his legs, and Wrestlers Rescue said they're going to help him, and all they did was give him a bad check for $500.
Well, I tell you what, you set up an interview. You set up an interview with me and Kamala, okay? I'll come on here. If you can even get a hold of Kamala for tomorrow, I'll come on here and I'll interview Kamala because I'm diabetic myself and I can relate to Kamala. So you say you call Kamala tonight, and you get Kamala to come on tomorrow, and that will give us even something more to look forward to because I have no problem sitting down and interviewing Kamala. And you see what you can do. How about that?
I'll see what I can do there. We had him on, and we wound up being the #1 downloaded show out of all the shows I've ever done on the network. And
you get Kamala for me tomorrow, and I'll talk to him about being diabetic. I'll look forward to that. And I also look forward to whoever else you want me to interview tomorrow. You were saying you wanted me to interview somebody tomorrow for you too. I don't know.
I didn't know about interviewing anyone, because I definitely didn't book anyone. I do know that, for all you know, you might be interviewed by somebody.
I've been interviewed before. That's the cool thing. I've been interviewed before, and I think that some of my interviews are just so fun to listen to because you never know what I'm going to say in response to any of the questions, and especially like when people ask me questions about the character of being the most attractive man. That's where I can be the most creative because it's just so fun, being able to answer questions. I think the most fun part about this whole thing is being interviewed yourself more so than doing the interview, because you have so many stories from people that you've interviewed, and you also have the chance to actually answer questions that people have on their mind too. Like I'd love to interview Kat and ask her why she always wears boxers. I don't know why the fuck somebody would wear boxers.
Oh wow.
I would love to give people the opportunity to do interviews that never get interviewed. I would love to interview some homeless person on the side of the road and say, why do you live in a box? Why do you always ask people for $1? I would love to interview anybody and ask them questions. I would interview a 5-year-old kid if he had something interesting to tell me. I really do. I don't care who it is that I interview because I think everybody has a story. It's just the other day I interviewed another independent wrestler that I threw up on Facebook that I'm sure Bob just saw, and he had a story about how he idolized Roddy Piper, and that was just such an interesting conversation, and he was talking to me about how he wanted to relate to Ted DiBiase and different things like that. If you have a story, I want to talk to you. I really do. If you have a story about how you want to die and come back and be a spoon as a reincarnated version of yourself, call in and tell me, because I've had aspirations of wanting to be a spoon too. I think coming back as a spoon would be so fun because, just think about it. You die, you come back as a spoon, and you're used to make all these different desserts. Plus, you get put in people's mouths to taste how food is. You go for rides in the dishwasher. I think it'd be awesome.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what can be arranged for you. Of course, you already know that God spent all his time making you, so I don't know if he'd let you be a spoon.
That was one of my quotes 6 or 7 years ago, wasn't it? That God spent all his time making me or something? That's what I believed.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
We're going to see if our lovely Aussie Roberta will be here to see the most attractive man. Roberta, are you going to be here for this one? What are you going to be doing tomorrow?
I'm just going to sit in my corner.
You're going to sit in a corner? What are you going to do sitting in a corner?
I'm just going to sit in my corner.
Actually, if you listen to...
You better have somebody good looking to hump if you're sitting in the corner. You better screw the shit out of somebody to pull if all you're going to do is sit in the corner. Because that is what the most attractive man shows are about. You just don't sit in a corner. Everybody is a part of a radio show the most attractive man does. And he doesn't care what you do as long as you incorporate something into the show. And if you're going to sit into a corner, you better have some women on speed dial to sit in that corner with. Or I'm going to find somebody for you to sit in the corner with. You better break that down in your book.
Oh, yeah, and...
The thing about me, too, is if you go on my Facebook page, I have some pretty beautiful women there on Facebook, and it would make you wonder if I actually believe in that gimmick enough, or well, I'll have to find somebody for the corner sitter tomorrow. Really will.
Oh, yeah,
the corner
definitely.
Sitter. The point about this show tomorrow is basically this. This show tomorrow is about people who felt invisible. If you've ever felt invisible in your life, tomorrow this birthday show is for you. Tomorrow is just as much your birthday as what it is mine. And I will make you feel like you are somebody special, and that is one thing that you are going to remember from tomorrow is the fact that you were just as important as whoever was honored on that fucking show. You have a place in this world, and it's just a matter of you finding out where it is. And that STD, I don't know, Bob, if you've heard that STD, but that STD is one of the best pieces of work that I've ever done. Did you hear that new STD?
Yeah, I did hear it. Yeah, we're definitely going to be playing it tomorrow. At least it wasn't like the one you did on Ashley Tisdale after you found